going to show you how to crochet this cute little square that you can really make in any size you want. You can also make it in solid colors or switch colors to give it a colorful look. And this is a very simple square that uses only 2 stitches. You just need to know single crochets and chains. Let's go ahead and begin. For round 1, you are going to start with 2 chains. So here I'm going to begin my 2 chains with a slip knot. And here's the first chain and the second chain. In that second chain from the hook is where you're going to insert all your stitches. So in the second chain, you're going to insert a single crochet and then 2 chains, 1 and 2. And this is going to be repeated around 4 times total. That was the first repetition. Here's the second repetition. Single crochet and 2 chains. Now for the third repetition, single crochet and 2 chains. And now for the fourth repetition, single crochet and 2 chains. After that, you have finished round 1. For round 2, you're going to insert your hook into the first chain 2 gap. So here's that first single crochet. Right next to it is that chain 2 gap. I'm going to push my hook in. And now I'm going to actually switch colors for round 2. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just keep working in the same color. But I find that switching colors will make it easier to see the different rounds. So here's round 2. We're going to do a single crochet, 2 chains, a single crochet, in that same chain 2 gap, by the way, and then a chain. So all of that was done into that first chain 2 space. We're going to work into that next chain 2 space now, so skip that single crochet. And in that next chain 2 space, you're going to insert that single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet, and a chain. Let's repeat that again. Skip the single crochet and in the chain 2 gap, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. And last repetition, that last chain 2 gap is here, single crochet, 2 chains, single crochet, and chain. And that is that for round number 2. We're going to now move on to round 3. For round 3, insert your hook into that first chain 2 gap, right in the corner. And in the chain 2 gaps, you are always going to follow this corner direction. By the way, I'm going to switch to a different yarn color again, make it easier to see the difference between round 2 and round 3 here. So now in this chain 2 gap, I'm going to single crochet, make 2 chains, single crochet, and chain. Then you'll notice you have 1 chain 1 gap coming up, and this is going to make the edge of the square instead of the corner. So when you're in the edge or going into that chain space, you're simply going to do this, a single crochet and a chain. And now we've come to that corner with the chain 2 gap again. In that chain 2 gap, we're going to do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. Now we're at that flat edge. In that chain 1 gap, just a single crochet and a chain. Now in that chain 2 gap, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. In that chain 1 gap, just a single crochet and a chain. And the last corner, chain 2 gap, is going to be a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. And last chain 1 gap, single crochet. Then make 1 chain and you are done with round number 3. For round 4, again, we're going to insert our hook into that chain 2 gap. I'm going to change colors now for round number 4. Let's see. Let me grab this one here. Okay. And since we're in that chain 2 gap, we're going to follow the corner directions again. Single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. Now we're at the straight edge. Chain. Okay. And then in the straight edge, the first chain 1 gap, we're going to do a single crochet and a chain. Here's another chain 1 gap, single crochet, and a chain. And in that chain 2 gap or the corner, we're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. And by the way, I've got all these extra yarn colors floating around. I really don't need them to be in my way. And I'm not switching back to these colors, so I'm just going to snip them off and put them away. All right, get these yarns out of the way, clean up my work area a bit. Okay, much easier to look at now. So on the straight edge, let's keep going. In that chain 1 gap, single crochet and a chain. Next chain 1 gap, single crochet and a chain. Now in that chain 2 gap, we're going to do the corner instructions. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. In that chain 1 space, single crochet, chain. In the chain 1 space, single crochet, chain. In that chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain. In that chain 1 space, single crochet and chain. And then in the next chain 1 space, single crochet and chain. And you're going to keep repeating this pattern around. So make sure you are inserting in each chain 1 gap, you're going to do just a single crochet and a chain. And in each corner or the chain 2 gaps, you're going to single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. I'm just going to work around for one last round here, following those instructions. With this, you can make your square as large as you'd like. And I personally love this pattern for the granny square chicken because it creates a dense stitch, and so you won't have any stuffing poking out if you crochet tightly enough. Alright, so when your square is as big as you want it to be, you want to make sure you finish at the end of the round after you've gone through all 4 of the corners. When you make it to the very end, all you need to do is to insert your hook into the chain 2 gap or the corner and make a slip stitch to join. When you do that slip stitch, you can go ahead and fasten off. You'll fasten off with a long tail if you're going to use this tail end to sew the granny square to something else. So for the chicken pattern, you're going to make sure you have a long tail for one of the squares that you use. If your square is a little, as you can see, it's a little bent, you can go ahead and flatten it by pulling on the stitches a bit. It's usually a tension issue, so you can just pull on it, and that will help loosen up and even out the stitches. All right, hope you enjoyed this cute little tutorial, and happy crafting. Be sure to check out the granny square chicken pattern linked in my description box here if you'd like to learn how to make it.